WrestleMania is when? Oh yeah, Sunday. Meh. What's up everybody, I am DylanLasagna, and today I'm here to give you all my WWE WrestleMania 34 predictions. Now, I haven't given one of these kind of videos in a while, but you know what? It's WrestleMania season. It's this Sunday live on the WWE Network for $9.99 a month, but it's free for new subscribers. Just giving you that little heads up. But, yeah, it's the biggest event of the year for WWE fans and wrestling fans alike, like myself. But, honestly, for the first time ever as a WWE wrestling fan, there's not really much for me to get excited about for this year's WrestleMania. I mean, aside from a couple of matches, WWE hasn't really done much to get me excited. And that's really disappointing to say. And to add in the fact that it's 7 hours long, it starts at 2 p.m. in my time, like 2 p.m. Pacific time, I think 5 p.m. Eastern time, and it goes all the way up to 9 o'clock here on the West Coast. Are you kidding me? That's set like 7 hours long, and I don't know, man. I couldn't even stay awake for last year's WrestleMania, which was way too long. Is the Super Bowl even that long, not counting the coverage? I don't know if you combine all 7 games in the NBA Finals into one big game, would it be that much longer? But back to my point. This has been one of the biggest, like, disappointing build-ups to a WrestleMania that I've seen in a while, and because they haven't done much, really. So let me get into why I'm not really that excited for WrestleMania in these predictions right now. Let's talk about the pre-show matches. I don't care about the pre-show matches. There, that's my predictions. Because, no, seriously, you got 2 battle royals, which are pretty pointless, by the way, and a Cruiserweight title match that should have been on the main card. So, let me talk about the battle royals first. We first have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'm not going to name who's in it because, you know, there's probably like a bunch of them. You know, like the only noteworthy one is Matt Hardy. Other than Cesaro, who won it, the first one at WrestleMania 30, the last time WWE was in New Orleans, who else that won it after him has done anything notable with that accomplishment? Big Show hasn't done jack. Baron Corbin, he won Money in the Bank, but we all know what happened after that. Mojo Rawley, absolutely nothing. So, why should we be convinced that the winner of this Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal will do anything significant after this? I'm not going to pick a winner because I feel like the winner of this will do absolutely nothing. On the other hand, the Women's Battle Royal is a little bit, I don't know about that Battle Royal. Other than Sasha Banks versus Bayley in that Battle Royal, it's exposing the women's division a little bit, because outside of Charlotte, Asuka, Nia Jax, and Alexa Bliss, and the other 2 that I just mentioned in Sasha Banks and Bayley, the women's division is very thin. Yes, it's thin. I said it. And I'm going to also say that with the men's side of things, because with these 2 battle royals, your WWE is exposing how the brand split is implicitly falling onto them. I mean, what I mean is, it's failing them. That's why they went back to the dual pay-per-view thing, starting with Backlash. That's after WrestleMania. But back to my point about the Women's Battle Royal. Sasha Banks and Bayley will be the centerpiece in this Battle Royal. They'll be the spotlight. And I predict they'll be the final 2 in there, but I'm not going to pick a winner because I just don't really care about whoever wins this thing, because like just with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the winner of this will do absolutely nothing with this trophy moving forward. And speaking of that trophy, what is this? Seriously, what is this trophy design? I don't want to talk about it too much because I might get hate if I rant on it. But I understand they had to come up with something on the fly because this was originally named after the Fabulous Moolah, and people were getting very upset because of the allegations against Fabulous Moolah, so WWE decided to change the name of it. But they could have come something better for the design of this trophy. I don't know. But for the two Battle Royals, I'm not going to pick any winners because they're just pretty pointless at this point. We have Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight title, the vacant Cruiserweight title, as I might add, at WrestleMania in the pre-show. Now, unlike everyone else, this should have been on the main card because this is like a culmination of 205 Live's kind of resurgence, especially after Enzo Amore got released on sexual assault allegations, and 205 Live is trying to rebuild themselves and make themselves significantly better, which they, in my mind, I think they've done with this tournament. But having them on the pre-show is doing them a bit of disservice. I mean, I understand that nobody like myself, especially casual fans, don't watch 205 Live that much, but it's still, this is a crowning moment to say, hey, we're rebuilding 205 Live. Now, we're going to celebrate that by crowning a very brand new Cruiserweight Championship at WrestleMania. So, that would have been so much nicer for those two men if they were on the main card. But, I mean, I'm not going to complain. I don't really watch 205 Live that much. So, that's why I'm not going to pick a winner either, because I don't really watch it. Now, we get to the good stuff. The main card, the meaty stuff. Man, there's so many matches. I don't know how long this video is going to last. The Intercontinental Championship match I'm going to talk about first. The Miz versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the IC title. I predict this will be the opening match of the show because, well, it's just worthy of that distinction. I feel like Finn Balor is going to win this match, but my other prediction for Finn Balor is he's not going to wear his demon attire. Because, I mean, there's no reason to, really. It's just going to kill time for WrestleMania. You're going to make it even longer, too, for Finn Balor's entrance if he comes out as the demon. I'd love for Finn Balor to be the demon, but it's just going to waste so much time. And there's no reason to anyway. Especially if you didn't promote it as well. And I think Miz and Rollins are gonna put on another fantastic performance along with Finn Balor. And yeah, for the Miz too, I feel like it's time for him to give the Intercontinental Championship to someone else like Finn Balor. In regards to Rollins, I feel like they're gonna move him to Smackdown, so someone else can move to Raw, which I'll get to later, to who that someone else is. So, I predict that Finn Balor will win the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, but he will not be doing it as the Demon. Next up, we got the Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss defending her title against Nia Jax. I was a little excited for this feud, especially after Nia Jax finally snapped against Alexa after she made jokes about her weight, but then that's pretty much all the feud became about afterwards. Nia Jax's weight. And I feel like this storyline is basically just a promotion towards Total Divas, because I have a feeling this is going to be used somewhere down the line in a Total Divas episode. So I'm not excited for that either. I do predict though that Nia Jax is going to win the title at Mania, just because they're finally going to give her that revenge win, after all the abuse that Alexa Bliss has been giving her. So, Nia Jax is going to win the title at WrestleMania. However, is she the right candidate? No, but they'll give her the they'll give her the W at WrestleMania. Next up is the Usos versus the New Day versus Luke Harper and Erick Rowan, also known as the Bludgeon Brothers, for the Smackdown Tag Team Championship. The Usos have been carrying the freaking Smackdown Tag Team division for has it been a year? I think it's been a year. But at least they finally got a match on the main card. But yes, I think it's time for the Bludgeon Brothers, or Luke Harper and Erick Rowan, to get the SmackDown Tag Team Championships on their shoulders, and that's gonna be my pick right there. So I think the New Day is gonna probably take the pinfall here, but they're gonna have one hell of a match, I believe, at WrestleMania. So I'm gonna pick the Bludgeon Brothers. It's Rusev Day at WrestleMania because Rusev will try to capture the United States Championship from Randy Orton, Jinder Mahal, and Bobby Roode in a fatal 4-way match. Now, I don't know who would exactly win this match, but I feel like Randy Orton would be the right choice to win this match. Just, let him have his little title reign with the United States Championship for a little longer. Plus, I feel like Bobby Roode will have much bigger plans for post-WrestleMania. So, Randy Orton will be my pick to retain the United States Championship. But it's Rusev Day, man. Rusev Day! Every day. Even at WrestleMania. The Raw Tag Team Championships will be on the line as well at WrestleMania when Cesaro and Sheamus take on Braun Strowman. But wait, who will be his partner though? Now, there have been many rumored names as to who could be Braun Strowman's tag team partner. WWE has been teasing this for weeks too. Even his brother, Brain Strowman. But no, seriously. Who could possibly be Braun Strowman's tag team partner? Could it be Rey Mysterio? Could it be, who else do I have? Someone from NXT? Or could it be a WWE legend? Well, I don't know who that be, but who realistically could it be? I think it's going to be Elias. I know, right? You're probably expecting someone big, like a big name. No, it's going to be Elias. Not Kane, okay? Not Kane. Because with Elias, I feel like they're going to have that dysfunctional thing that Daniel Bryan and Kane did. This time, it's going to be Braun Strowman and Elias. Plus, the two have some small history. They've had a small feud most recently. So, I think it makes sense, too, to have Braun Strowman and Elias compete for the Raw Tag Team Championships. So, they're going to win the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships from Cesaro and Sheamus at WrestleMania. Now we get into the really good stuff. The stuff we came to see for. The main events. Now, before we talk about the main events, let's talk about one thing that we've been keeping track of. John Cena attending WrestleMania as an audience member. A member of the WWE Universe. I find this to be very funny because it'll be interesting to see the segments that John Cena is in at WrestleMania. It's actually the first WrestleMania since ever, honestly, that he's not in a match, like a officially announced match. But in regards to calling out The Undertaker for weeks, this is something that should not have been done, honestly. If they did announce have a match at WrestleMania between The Undertaker and Cena now, this match should have happened the last time WWE was in New Orleans for WrestleMania. In fact, John Cena should have been the one to end the streak at WrestleMania because, well, if they ever had a match on Sunday, I mean, not saying they will, but I'm hearing reports that The Undertaker is just going to have a face-off with Cena for something down the line later. But if they even did have a match at this point now, Undertaker is not at the health to even compete in a match. Last year Mania should have been his official retirement and should stay official. John Cena does not need this match, and neither should WWE. So, the face-off if they decide to go there, I mean, should stay as such. Whether The Undertaker appears at WrestleMania, be it the Dead Man or the American Badass, remains to be seen. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I feel like this is going to be the show stealer of the night, because this is actually the only match on the card that has been very well developed. This is like going on since October, honestly, because these guys hate each other. They really do. And I'm really glad that they cleared both Daniel Bryan to wrestle in the ring. Not only just him, but Shane McMahon, because I thought that diverticulitis was just in storyline to that attack that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn did on Shane weeks ago. But it turned out to be legit. Was it legit? I think it was, but anyway, they cleared Shane McMahon just in time for WrestleMania, which was good. So this match is going to be potential show stealer, potential match of the night. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are going to win. I don't think they're going to have Daniel Bryan lose on his first match back anyway. Neither the fact that they're going to have either Daniel Bryan or Shane McMahon turn heel on each other, on one or the other, just because they're so popular with the WWE fans. So they're going to win clean, fair and square. Owens and Zayn will remain fired from Smackdown, because they never said from WWE on television. So they'll probably go to Raw after WrestleMania. So that's my pick. Daniel Bryan and Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. Yes, WrestleMania at WrestleMania. These next couple of matches that I'm going to talk about are matches that I wish WWE could have hyped up a little more and better, like, expanded and developed more. And this match is in no particular. Charlotte versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, Asuka won the Women's Royal Rumble the Royal Rumble. But why did Ronda Rousey have to steal? Why did WWE pick that time for Ronda Rousey to debut and steal Asuka's probably the greatest moment of her career up to this point? It's like it effectively took out the Thunder. No pun to the Oklahoma City Thunder. But it took away perhaps the potential, like, development of her Royal Rumble feud. At that point, she was like feud on the side, doing like building up her streak to people like Nia Jax, I think Dana Brooke, Mickie James, and even Alexa Bliss, before she decided to challenge Charlotte at Fastlane for the SmackDown Women's title. Ever since then, they only talked about, I'm going to end Charlotte's be like, I'm going to end your little streak at WrestleMania. And Asuka was like, you will bow down to the queen, the real queen, Asuka. So, there was a lot of talking and less, like, physical threatening towards each other, which I felt like should have happened at WrestleMania, or before WrestleMania. So, but they did face off against each other in the mixed match challenge, like, recently, and Asuka and The Miz did win, so that's good for them. But does that mean she's gonna keep her streak at WrestleMania and win the title? That's a little scary there. That's a little scary there, but I don't think the mixed match challenge has anything to do with WWE storyline, so I really want Asuka to keep her streak alive and win the SmackDown Women's Championship. But I did forget about one thing. Carmella. She's the X Factor in all this. Is she going to cash in her Money in the Bank at WrestleMania? Will she do it successfully, like Seth Rollins did at WrestleMania 31? Which I was proud to be part of, by the way. But what about Carmella? Is she ever going to cash in that Money in the Bank? If so, will it be at WrestleMania? Well, we'll find out on Sunday. But for now, Asuka is my pick to defeat Charlotte in New Orleans. This next match is probably the most disappointing match that I'm probably going to sleep during Mania. And that's Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle going up against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. I like Ronda Rousey when she was in UFC. I liked her appearance at WrestleMania 31 when I was there. But ever since she came to the WWE, I don't know. She's still uncomfortable. I mean, I get it. It's still a couple months in. She's inconsistent on the mic. Sometimes she's great. Sometimes she's scared to speak. But it's her in-ring action stuff that's concerning me up to this point. It's like, oh, she's trying to perform a hip toss. It looks stiff. I mean, it's understandable. She's been in the UFC. The UFC is completely different than the WWE. So there are some things that she needs to improve on. But having her debut at WrestleMania, that is a tall task. And I feel like Kurt Angle and Triple H are going to do the majority of the work in that match. And Ronda Rousey's going to do the small 15% of it. And take the pin, or pin Stephanie McMahon. Or maybe make her submit or something. But Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle will win. It's just the performance, how Ronda Rousey will do in the ring at WrestleMania is what's going to make people talk afterwards. The rightful main event of WrestleMania. This should be the WrestleMania main event, even though it won't be. And that is AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. However, it won't be the main event because they didn't build it up properly. All WWE has done since Shinsuke Nakamura announced he wanted to challenge AJ Styles, I mean, I get AJ Styles was preoccupied with defending his WWE Championship and having Shinsuke build himself up to be worthy of Styles, but since they started feuding, which they technically weren't, all they ever done was tease each other. Oh, I want to hit you with the Kinshasa? Let me pat you on the head. Oh, let me hit you with the Phenomenal Forearm? I'm going to pat you on the head too. I'll see you at WrestleMania, my friend. Yeah, it's a brotherly battle, but geez, come on, make us excited for it. It's not everybody watched you in New Japan. Not every casual fan watched your matches or your days in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm excited for this match nonetheless, however. This will be one of the best WWE title matches at WrestleMania, despite its abysmal and disappointing build-ups. Who wins, though, and why? This goes back to my earlier point of Seth Rollins moving to Smackdown and Bobby Roode having a much bigger plans after WrestleMania. Shinsuke Nakamura wins the WWE title. That's my prediction here, right now. Because AJ Styles, I don't know if he'll ever have his rematch after, if Shinsuke wins the title. But he'll probably have his rematch before he moves to Raw. And then Seth Rollins will move to SmackDown. And then here comes where Bobby Roode fits in. He will challenge Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. They'll have a big feud like they did. Did they have a feud in NXT? I remember they did. But they'll revisit their NXT feud, fight for the WWE title. Bam, there's your post-WrestleMania WWE title feud. AJ Styles will probably do something on Raw, fight for the Universal title, and there you go. Everyone will be happy. Hopefully. And last but not least, your most certain main event of WrestleMania will be Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. I remember just a short 3 years ago when I was watching live Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. They were giving birth to Suplex City, and just after Brock Lesnar gave that F5, Seth Rollins stole the WWE Championship in the heist of the century, giving us one of the greatest WrestleMania endings ever. This year, there will be none of that. WrestleMania 34 will be the the egg of the century when Roman Reigns lays a literal egg and steals the WWE Championship right out of the heart of Suplex City and the fans once again, stealing away the WrestleMania moment those fans once desire. But the one takeaway from this feud is how much better it was than the WrestleMania 30 feud we saw. I like the fact, especially, that they didn't play tug of war this time. It's more intense. Brock Lesnar is beating up Roman Reigns on a weekly basis up to this point, and then Roman Reigns has made it personal because of that. Or because that's why it's so intense. Because he's poking fun and speaking the truth on why Brock Lesnar is not here on a weekly basis as the Universal Champion. It's true. Brock Lesnar has been holding hostage of the Universal Championship for 1 full year. That I hate so much. But he's also speaking the truth of the uncertainty of whether Brock Lesnar will re-sign with the WWE or go to the UFC. So that's very interesting to note. But at the end of the day, however, it's still too predictable that Roman Reigns is going to win this match in the Universal Championship. And I'm going to abide by that. There won't be any swerves this time around, ladies and gentlemen, in this match. There won't be any Seth Rollins. There won't be any Money in the Bank cash-ins. I mean, unless if Carmella decides to convince Mr. McMahon into letting her cash in Money in the Bank on Brock Lesnar, making her the first ever female world heavyweight champion. Who knows? Anything's possible. No, I'm just kidding. That's not gonna happen either. But there is one ideal scenario that could possibly happen that I've been hearing a lot at WrestleMania. What could that be? It centers around Paul Heyman. And that scenario could possibly be Paul Heyman turning his back on Brock Lesnar once again, like he did at Survivor Series in 2002, and help Roman Reigns win the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. I don't see that happening either, but it's possible, but most likely Roman Reigns wins clean. Once again, pissing people off, making people upset. Will I be upset? Not really, because at least the Universal title is back on Raw on a regular basis. So, even though nobody wins, I win at least. Overall, my final thoughts on what I expect for WrestleMania. I think the matches that are going to steal the show the most are Styles and Nakamura for the WWE Championship. Even though that build-up has been pretty meh. Charlotte and Asuka, even though that build-up has also been pretty meh. But the one match that I'm really looking forward to is Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Oh, and might I also add, I forgot to mention the stipulation in place. If Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win, they get rehired to Smackdown, which I don't believe that will happen because, Daniel Bryan's first match back, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will move to Raw. But I'm still not excited for this WrestleMania because of there's nothing else really for me to be excited for other than those 3 matches. Every match on the card should have me excited, but this year, absolutely not. These storylines have been underwhelming, to say the least. And I don't know. I guess WWE will once again have to rely on what they got and the performances that each wrestler will have to give on Sunday once again. As the case was with, admittedly, WrestleMania 31 when I was there. They gave one hell of a show, and despite the bad build-up, and that was one hell of a show they gave us. Unlike with the WrestleManias following that. I mean, WrestleMania 32, okay build-up, but bad show. WrestleMania 33, bad build-up, bad show. Will it be the same time around with WrestleMania 34? We'll find out on Sunday. But that's going to do it all for this predictions video. It's actually pretty fun doing a WWE predictions video once again after such a long time I'm not doing it. But don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know down below what your predictions for WrestleMania 34 are. And if you're watching WrestleMania 34 on Sunday, which is 7 hours long, God, I hope I don't fall asleep. I'll just bring my Nintendo Switch and play Mario and Rabbids. Oh yeah, I got that game now. It's so addicting. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links will be in the description below. And always be delicious. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.
Here we go!